everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm thrilled to be here again with everyone. We have another great turnout. So I'm just really excited to be able to have this experience in front of and share with so many brilliant, wonderful educators all across Kazakhstan. So it's really just an honor again to be here with you. We have some great information today. I'm actually going to be joined by a couple other speakers as well. So collaboratively, we will combine all of our knowledge to provide you some great insight into about some programs and about some, as always, I always like to focus on some practical applications specifically for those of you in Kazakhstan. And so that way, again, we're going to provide you with some practical insight specifically into about applications as well. So there will still be that practical points as well that you can take away and use for your own self. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen, everyone, and we can go ahead and begin. All right, and Sultanat, do you see my PowerPoint?
Yep, and it's full screen. Thank you.
Okay. So again, so for those of you, because I know looking at registration numbers that some of you are new. So those of you that are new, thank you for joining us in this workshop series. And those of you that are continuing from previous sessions that were with us, thank you as well again for joining us. We're very happy to have you with us. Again, so I am the Virtual English Language Fellow here in Nur-Sultan, part of the English language programs for the U.S. Department of State. This is one of the opportunities out there for exchange programs and partnerships through grants available through the U.S. government. I also work with English Access Micro Scholarship students. Right now I got a group in SEMI. Before I had a group in Akmola. And also just let everybody know that previously I was actually an international English teacher at Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools in Kokshetau. And other things too that I just got through actually this past year. In 2019, I presented at the TESOL International Conference. Okay, I've had many great experiences. Some of you have already seen these pictures, but again, you know, I'm thrilled still to continue to do things virtually because still I can have an even wider impact, I feel, across Kazakhstan versus maybe being limited to certain regions and places and face-to-face type of engagement. So one way to look at the silver lining here is that we all can just kind of collaborate here from any part of Kazakhstan. So as Sultanat mentioned today, the focus is on programs through the U.S. Department of State, ones offered through the U.S. Embassy in Kazakhstan, and also from the Regional English Language Office here in Nur-Sultan for Central Asia as well. So in this session here, we're going to be able to identify U.S. government exchange and online programs for teachers in Kazakhstan. We're going to be able to gain insight into the impacts of these experiences on your professional development and learning communities, and as well as avoid certain types of generalized responses in the application process. That's the practical part there that we want you guys to be able to take away. And also recognize how you can support your learners in exchange opportunities. Okay, so just a brief intro before I bring in the actual next speaker. I want to actually go ahead and mention here about, you know, what comes, international education comes in many forms. And what do I mean by international education comes in many forms? You know, I mean, what is international education? What are these exchange programs? Is it maybe we have this, you know, this kind of this stereotype in mind that it's, you know, students in undergraduate programs that go, you know, to a different country for a term, then come back and finish their program of study. Russian English, you guys call us academic mobility, you know, but there's a lot more to it. And it's not just about students. There's great programs out there that are available to students and to professionals as yourself, as educators. There's a lot of opportunity for educators all across Kazakhstan at different levels of your career, okay? And we're gonna be talking about those today. Now, it goes both ways, okay? These programs, the U.S. Department of State programs are for everybody, and international education and collaboration is for anybody. Let me show you an example here. So that way, so for instance, a few summers ago, I participated in a program, okay, for international education, international collaboration and partnership. I went to International House Newcastle in the UK to focus on a CLIL methodology program that helped prepare us for the TKT CLIL certification exam. I was partnered with 13 other brilliant educators from across Europe, and there was a couple from South America. You know, I was the only American. Maybe they were a little bit surprised to have an American participate in a CLIL kind of preparatory program. It's not like really popular, really kind of preached or practiced in the US CLIL. But you know, for instance, that experience, I'm glad I did it because it helped prepare me to understand things better in the context of Kazakhstan because CLIL methodology is very important here. You know, what else is international education or these kinds of programs or opportunities look at? You know, from what I've been doing so far as a fellow during this virtual time period of online learning, you know, we had our previous sessions before here at American Corners for Nurse Sultan and all across Kazakhstan, you know, is these opportunities like this, where I got to work with brilliant teens through the English Access Micro Scholarship Program with the U.S. Department of State. You know, is this international education? Is this partnership? Is this collaboration? Okay, yeah, I mean, everything is. So what I would like to do here, because I do want to get to the next speaker, I have a short little survey. Please, I want everybody to fill this survey out, okay? I will share the link in just a moment, okay? Once I minimize my screen, but I'm going to put the link into the chat. If you have your phone ready and available, the QR code is on the screen. You can go ahead and scan it. But again, just a little in-session survey for everybody to fill out. Just kind of to, first off, to make sure we get your name correct for the certificate, and also please to see, kind of gauge your previous knowledge of programs through the U.S. Department of State or the embassy here or with RELO, okay? Again, I'll put this into the chat in just a moment once I introduce the new speaker, okay? So let me introduce to you here Albina, okay? So now Albina has a wealth of knowledge. I am just so thrilled that she can join us from her busy schedule that she has. Albina is the president and founder of the Association of Teachers of English North Kazakhstan, ATENK, a very active English Teacher Association. She's also currently the senior manager for English language programs with Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools Center of Educational Programs, and she's also a graduate student at Nazarbayev University. So again, she has a very full plate, but I felt that she's one of the best in Kazakhstan to provide insights into these terrific opportunities through U.S. government programs, and to be able to really give you that practical application and understanding of maybe, you know, what's the best thing to do and how to apply. Okay, so guys, let me go ahead and transfer it over to Albina. So Albina, let me go ahead and finish sharing the screen and you can take over.
Good evening. Okay, do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's starting to.
Do you see my presentation?
Yeah, it came through now.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Good evening, dear colleagues. I'm so excited to present and talk today, tonight actually already. So my focus on this presentation, thank you so much, Mr. August, for inviting me for this presentation. I'm a e-teacher program alumni and Fulbright TEA program alumni 2015. And my presentation will be focused on these kind of programs from the U.S. Department of State's the Open program, Fulbright TEA program, and also I will give you tips how to write a successful application form or proposal. Also, it will provide do and don'ts. Another part of my presentation will be about the advantages of being the alumni of the U.S. Department of State's programs, and I will share some kind of inspirational little stories, the life after the U.S. Department of State's programs. So let's get started. So before we start, I would like to ask you, do you know what RELO is? If you know, can you please type in a chat box? Do you know what RELO is? Have you ever heard about the RELO? Maybe you know the acronym, maybe you know the what they do, whatever you know. Or if you don't know, say you don't know.
We have answers like no, but two of the participant answers regional English language office.
Okay, let's wait maybe more. Like teachers do wait time or thinking time. Let's provide some thinking time.
So much, somebody said.
So some of the answers, some teachers, some colleagues. Pardon?
You can continue, sorry.
RELO, it is Regional English Language Office.
Great, so? Yes. RELO is Regional English Language Office. So before I started, because some people know, some people don't know, but I think everybody knows British Council, right? So I think everybody knows, English teachers, they know what British Council is. So British Council is the British British institution, organization from British government. Well, let's consider, I tried to bring this kind of understanding what RELO is. So RELO is, they have the same kind of mission and vision, bringing English language learning and teaching, but they are from the American government. Okay, so RELO is Regional English Language Office, but from the American government. And they have lots of different programs for English teachers. So who does know about the e-teacher program? Can you type in the chat box? Do we have any teachers who participated? Maybe if you participated, please type if you participated. Maybe August, you can jump in and also
taking a look here at the chat here. So yeah, it looks like here that we have someone from Gomera from spring of 2020 actually went ahead and participated in that one. So it looks like, so we do have some that have participated, and definitely some say they do know of it and some that actually don't know of it. So we have a very mixed group.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine if you don't know. So before we start, so RELO is, as I said, it's a regional English language office based in Astana, and they actually organizes different trainings, workshops, and provides different programs for teachers from Central Asia, from for teachers from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. So they're with the US Embassy in Astana. And you can see here the link of the website. You can visit their website. We will provide you the links later. You can learn about them more, what their mission and goals. But what I would like to emphasize here today about the program, which you've seen before in one of my previous slides, is the open program. The name is the Online Professional English Network, OPEN. So this is a program provided by RELO. This is online program for English teachers, and the duration of the program is 8 weeks. You can see here topics. So somebody, if you're interested in CLIL, in EMI, in context-based instruction, so you will find here these type of courses, as you can see on the slide. If you're interested in critical thinking, you can choose the critical thinking course. Or if you're already a trainer for teachers, you can also pick up this course. So here's different types of courses you can choose. And also, I need to emphasize, this is online course provided by the US Embassy, by RELO. It is free to participate, but of course, it's not just, you need to write an application, and it's a very competitive selection of the participants. Okay, so previously, actually, I need to emphasize here that before the name was the e-teacher program. So with this pandemic, actually this year, they changed the name. It used to be e-teacher program. I guess it's like electronical because it's online courses. So e-teacher program, now they call it, the new name of the same program is open. Okay. So, but maybe some of you maybe have heard, I actually, a few teachers approached me and asked me, so what is the difference between open program and regular MOOC, massive online open courses? So maybe you've heard about MOOC. It's also online courses. You study, you choose any course you want, and you can develop professionally and learn from famous American or other universities around the world. But what is the difference between the open program and the MOOC program? So with open, you will have an instructor, a teacher, basically. And the most important thing that you will get a grant, a scholarship from the US Embassy, from RELO. So for you, it is free. It will be free, but actually the US Embassy will pay the university, the American university. And also the open program is, as I mentioned already, is competitive. You need to write an application where you explain why do you want to participate in this program. Also, you will get a certificate if you accomplish 70% of the assignments. You will have lots of readings, lots of writings, and lots of reflections. So you will learn there, write a lot, academic and read academic readings there and resources. So it's not that easy, but it's worth it. Another difference from the regular MOOC is that you will have there, in my case, I had about 20 peers in my group, like group mates, and they're from different countries around the world. So you will have their group mates, and now we're actually still friends, and we still sometimes we chat online and, share our, news with each other. And professors, of course, our professors and our instructors, we also still support each other and keep in touch. So this is the difference. So basically, you will feel like you're on the campus actually with your group, with your instructors, but everything is online here. Whereas with regular massive online open courses, it's self-paced, free courses. Anyone wants to enroll, you will go and enroll. No certificate, but you can buy it yourself. I think it's on Coursera, it's about $50. As far as I remember. Yeah. So this is the main difference, because actually I had few teachers who asked me, and I thought it's a good question actually, and to explain what is the difference between the open and regular MOOC courses. Okay. So, and who can apply to this program? So, of course, the first, you need to be a teacher in Kazakhstan. You need to have time for this. It will require about 8 or 10 hours per week. You will need a good internet. You will need a good understanding of English, and you will need to have a strong English proficiency. They will not require you to submit any certificate like IELTS or TOEFL, but in your application form, you will, when you write your proposal, they will see kind of, your English proficiency. So here you can see the email address and the website where you can go and read more for more information. So this is the RELO's open courses. Okay. So also, I'm not sure, August, do we have time to watch the video? You think?
No, I think we probably should go past that one. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make the link available to others later on. Yeah.
Okay. So what I just wanted to tell here, so actually when I studied, I didn't know about that. But if you're a diligent student and you make lots of achievements there, you know, and your grades are really high and good, so they actually invite these online participants to the TESOL conference. So so I wanted to show you here a video from last year, the TESOL conference in Atlanta, US. They actually invited a group of open or e-teacher program participants around the world. They got a travel grant. So it's another kind of, you know, nice motivation to take this course. So yeah, but we don't have time. You'll watch it later yourself if you want to. So I'm a little bit in rush, okay? If you have questions, maybe you can type your questions in the chat box, and then maybe August, you can read them out, okay? So another program I wanted to share about with you is a Fulbright TEA program. So this is another program provided by the US Embassy in Kazakhstan, and it's 7-week program. It's not online, it's face-to-face for English and science teachers. So if the previous program opened, it was online program and it was only for English teachers, but the Fulbright TEA program is for English and science teachers who know, of course, the English language, and it's face-to-face course in the US. Okay. So to apply, you need to be an English teacher or a science teacher, and you have to have a bachelor degree in Kazakhstan, and you need to be, excuse me, a full-time English teacher at your school. So part-time if you work, you know, part-time, or if you work experience is less than 5 years. Unfortunately, you won't be eligible. You need to be a school teacher in Kazakhstani school and full-time experience for 5 years. Another thing, another requirements for this program, as you need to have, I'm not sure, but I think last year it was, you can see the 450 on TOEFL, but maybe they've changed, or maybe they didn't. You can check on their website. And of course, you need a strong application. For all these programs, you need a strong application, which I will talk and give my tips and advice in a few minutes. Okay, so this is the countries who is eligible to participate. So you can see here different countries. These beautiful ladies on these pictures, they are not just from the internet. These people are TEA alumni. My colleagues, my friends, I can't kindly ask them to send me their pictures from the program. Yeah, so you can see here different countries. So what covers this program? So I don't want to read the whole slide here, but I would like to tell you in a nutshell, everything you would imagine of. So the US Embassy will cover everything, every step involved with this program. So it will cover the visa, it will cover the flights, accommodation, hotels, I don't know, even daily allowance, you know, per diems, even the stipend you will have there, even books for professional development, even including your baggage allowance. So, you know, spending 2 months in the US, we came only with 1 luggage, and then when we were coming back to Kazakhstan, I had two or three luggages with me, and even these kind of you know, expenses were covered by the US Embassy. So this program is fully funded, fully financially provided by the US Embassy. So yes, this is totally free. Okay, so what is the selection criteria? I will just, am I talking too fast? August, is that okay?
No, it's fine, because we'll make the slides. We'll make this information available to everyone. Yeah, because we are.
I'm just concerned about timing.
Time is tight right now to get to those tips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's some selection criteria. How teachers, you can see here in this picture, actually, Solia Zikirina, she's my colleague from Petropavlovsk, from NIS Petropavlovsk. Yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. So you can see here selection criteria. So basically, the main goal of this criteria, you have to be a leader in your community, in your town, or even in your village. It doesn't matter, but you just need to show and demonstrate that you're a leader and you want to make some changes in your, even in your classroom or in your community or even in the country, you know, improving English language teaching in your country or in your community. So the basic thing is to show that you're flexible, you're a leader, you want to learn and you know what you want to learn. So I will show you. We will start, I think, this kind of like slight comments here, the preferences. So if you already traveled to the US, you probably will have less opportunities to be selected on this program, because they would like, the US Embassy would like to invite teachers who didn't have this, you know, privilege to travel to the US before. So, and yeah, so this is the main kind of concern during this one, during this program, okay? So, and what you will learn during these two programs, I told you about different financial support, but I think here we need to mention what you will learn during this program. So as you can see, the main focus of the 2-month study in the US, so you will focus on the student-centered teaching methodologies, curriculum development, lesson planning. You will have, I think you will have 4 weeks study at the university. In my case, I was in Montana State University, and then 2 weeks you will study you will have your professional placement at the American school, in the American high school. You will visit lessons, you know, classes, and you will see the school, how it works, what kind of organization, management style you will see there, you know. So it's a great opportunity to see how American university from the inside, and you will see how your fellow colleagues from the US, American colleagues, they deliver their lessons and how it is accepted by the American students. It's such a great opportunity. Okay, so this is the main input during the course, this 2 months program. And also during this program, you will have lots of cultural sightseeings. They will take you to different sightseeings in Washington, in the university or states you would go to. So it's not only just about professional development. The main purpose of this program is also to to improve the mutual understanding different with Kazakhstan and the US. Okay, so I think I already said everything here. Okay. So, but the main focus again of this presentation, I wanted to emphasize that in the open program and even with the Fulbright TEA program, in any, not only about these two programs, any international program you would think about, they always ask you, why do you want to participate in this program? Okay, so can you quickly type in the chat box, why would you want to participate? Imagine you're writing your application for a TEA program, or you're writing your application for a Fulbright program. Just write in one sentence quickly, why would you want to participate in these programs?
I'll take a look here at the chat and see what we have. We'll give them a moment here to respond. But yeah, this is a real critical question, Albina. This is something that you know, when colleagues of mine in Kazakhstan they come to me and ask, you know, for assistance, like, what do you think about this? You know, what do you think about my response? And all the time, you know, I just see generalized, vague answers. So I'm glad that you're going to be addressing this kind of question. Let's see here. So people are saying here to improve professional skills, for professional and cultural development, to share my experience and gain some from colleagues, to upgrade as a ESL teacher, gain international knowledge, again, improving professional skills, to learn something new. So to practice English, to visit the US. Okay, so again, there's a lot of answers, a variety of answers, and maybe some of these types of answers you may want to address here coming up in the next slides.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is just a brainstorm. Nobody's gonna judge you or anything. It's just like a brainstorming activity here, just to think. But in my presentation, I would like to provide you. It's don't think like it's only for TEA program. These tips I'm going to provide you, it's not only about the TEA program or open program. You know, you can apply these tips to any other proposal or motivation letter, whatever you're going to apply to the university for master degree, you know, whatever or whenever you want to apply. Just think about these tips I'm going to provide you here. So I divided my tips into don'ts and do's. Okay, so what you shouldn't do when you write your application form. Okay, so first bullet point here, I want to visit or see the USA because it was my dream from my childhood. So why do you think you shouldn't write this in your application form? Can you type your ideas? Why do you think it's kind of nice, you know, to have a goal to visit or see the US, but why do you think it's not a good idea to write this in your application form?
I'm seeing some good responses here. Some are saying about ego. Some say you can visit without enrolling, which is, you know, a good point. You know, it's kind of everybody may have that vision of, you know, a vacation potentially going to the U.S. Yeah, I think a lot of people seem to understand that point. Yeah, a lot of people seem to chat.
I see here immigration. That's true, actually. If I was an American embassy staff and if I saw that, I would think this person is not coming back to Kazakhstan. Yeah, so actually, I forgot to mention that actually, I think I can tell that, August, I think I can tell that I was actually, for 2 years, I was invited to help to kind of like select the teachers for the TEA program by the US Embassy. And I read lots of different, you know, application forms. And, you know, this is my kind of like, I would say, my highlights, you know, do's and don'ts when we read these application forms, you know, what you should write and what you shouldn't write. I'm not taking anyone's citations here, just like a generalized, you know, statements, which I within my that experience as a panel reader, what I gained from that experience. So yes, yes, it is nice that you want to visit US and see the US. I think most of us would like to, but you shouldn't write about that. You should have a different goal. You should know about the program. You should understand the main idea and the purpose of the program. So yeah, so it is not good to write this in your application form. Okay. So another you know statement I saw in lots of applications. I want to improve my English. Type in a chat box. Why do you think it's not good to write in your application form that you want to improve your English? It is kind of like, you know, I'm going to the US, native speakers, I can practice my English, but why you think I put this statement in this slide with don'ts?
I see here that yes, I see responses here that you're supposed to have already a, you know, a high or at least a specific level of English language ability to communicate already. It should be a must. It's kind of stating the obvious. You're an English teacher already. You know, it's kind of like English teacher wants to go somewhere to learn English. Yes, I can see that a lot of people kind of seem to get that point, and good. I'm glad that everyone gets that point.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so as someone in the chat said, you're already an English teacher, and you but by this time you already will have your TOEFL test. TOEFL test will be provided by the US Embassy again for free. So you will have the certificate, and you will state that you're a good candidate, to be selected and to survive for 2 months in the US. Nobody's going to speak your language there. So yeah, you're an English teacher, and you already should have a good English to be there. And the course, this internship is not about learning English. It is about pedagogy, more about that. It's not about learning. It's not English courses. Yeah. So what about this statement? Okay, this statement doesn't say about visiting the US. This statement, it's not about improving English, but this is about pedagogy, about teaching. But why I still put this into this category, to don'ts? Give me your ideas. Why do you think I put it here?
I see people saying things like it's too vague, too general. You should be more specific. Not only learn new, but ones that you're aware about. But it seems that a lot of people seem to say that, yeah, being vague, too general, not specific.
Yes, that's right. This is too vague. So when you say you want to learn something, you should be very specific in your application form. Think about why you want to go to the US. What do you want to learn from the university, or from the teachers, colleagues from the US, or not just from the US, but international experience, So you need to be specific. I remember I read one of the applications, and the teacher stated something. I'm not sure if I should say that. Isn't no, okay, I'm not going to give examples, but when you provide more specific examples, it is really helpful for the reader, for you to be selected, because you need to be more specific and provide more details, what specifically you want to learn from that experience. So here, as I said, yeah, don't be vague when you write. Be specific, provide examples. Another thing, what I noticed, sometimes I think it's like influence of Russian writing style, we try to be so philosophical, so high, start with proverbs, citation by Confucius, when you read, these citations, it is nice, but, it's kind of too kind of vague and philosophical, and it's not appropriate to English writing style. If you use citations, I would use it from, academic article, and I would cite it with, APA style at least, or something. But, using proverbs and some kind of like Aristotle said that, that we need to develop ourselves, it's kind of like what I wouldn't recommend you writing in your application form. Okay. Another thing, what I've noticed, I wouldn't recommend you to write too little, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend you to write too much. So try to find the balance, between writing too little and too much. As far as I know, in these applications for Fulbright TEA program and for Open, there is no specific word limits, word counts, but still, when your answer is too short, it's kind of, maybe you wouldn't be able to deliver, communicate your thoughts, and don't think if you're writing a lot, it's gonna make you look good, it's not. So the main thing, try to find the balance in between these two things. Another thing, I would recommend you to read other sources to see the gist, but don't borrow them. Okay, don't steal them, because it's going to be plagiarism, and they check for the plagiarism. Okay. Don't brag about yourself too much, but don't be shy about your accomplishments, because they want to see the leader in the region, you know, or in your community. But again, try to find the balance. Okay, I think I need to hurry up. Okay, colleagues, sorry. So, and also don't think you're gonna sit and write your application form in 1 hour or even in 2 hours. You know, this is a process which needs to, you know, it needs some process actually, like process writing. As an English teachers, we teach writing. You know, like drafting, give the read to your colleague, and yeah. So this is my don'ts. Okay, I think I need to hurry up. So my do's. My first tip would be here, start your application form as soon as possible. Go to the website, read about the program, and start it as soon as possible. Don't procrastinate it till the last moment. Another thing, as I said, it is a process writing, so you need to write a plan, brainstorm some ideas. Again, be specific, provide examples and evidences. Don't say I'm a good teacher until you prove it. Proving by examples, by evidences, some situations you describe in your writings, you know, or something. So it needs to be supported by some more ideas. Also, I would recommend you to write something with interesting, you know, kind of starting like a lesson hook. We say for English teachers, but here start your hook writing, you know, get attention, make your writing interesting. Don't write something boring because it's not interesting to read about that. But yeah, try to also answer all the questions which you have in your application form. Yes, this one is, as I said, yeah, make something interesting, get attention, write to be read and to be enjoyed. Yeah, don't make your writing boring. Yeah, tell stories. Don't be afraid to tell your stories. Yeah, it helps to explain your point of view. This actual point is all most of the time is underestimated. Give your proposal or give your application to read to your colleague. It's always good to give to someone else to read your colleague, you know, even a mistake they can pick up, or they can give you some idea, you know, like, you know, some inspiration, maybe to give some your thoughts to read, to write more. Yes, as I mentioned before, read other examples, but do not copy them. And yeah, decorate your words with buzzwords. It means use some kind of more interesting words. I don't know, instead of saying, I want to improve something, say, I want to hone my teaching skills in, I don't know, in communicative approach, for example, something like that. So use some buzzwords, interesting, to make your language more, you know, advanced. I think I need, August, do we have time or I need to hurry up, right?
I think, Sultanat, could we take maybe an extra 5 minutes at least or so? Is that going to be all right?
Yep, if audience is okay with that, extra
Okay.
5 minutes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can take a little bit more. So yeah,
Okay.
you're fine. Maybe another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the main point is when you read the description of the program, you need to understand the goals of the program, read thoroughly the goals of the program, and you need to understand that they need leaders. Sorry? They need leaders, and you need to demonstrate your commitment to public service to show that you will come back to Kazakhstan and you will help to improve, you know, your community of teachers or something like that. So demonstrate your leadership skills. Yeah, so it's not just, try to go beyond your classroom. Don't always think it is about teaching your students in your classroom, you know, шестой Б. Think bigger, you know, don't think only about your student. Of course, yes, it's obvious you're going there to improve your teaching skills and come back and improve your teaching practices in your school with your students, but try to go, you know, out of box. Try to think about the community you come back and share your knowledge with your fellow teachers. You come back and share your knowledge in your village or in your town, and then maybe in your region. So be enthusiastic. Don't be afraid to think out of box, because you need to demonstrate that you want not just to hold that knowledge from the US, you know, in yourself. Think about that. I want to share all my knowledge with my other colleagues. That's the leader, what leader does. He doesn't take it, you know, and hold it within yourself. Leaders try to share and inspire other teachers to do the same. Yes, I think I already talked here. Yeah, so yeah, you can write in your application that you can provide some, conduct workshops, seminars, you know, and again, don't be just, you know, vague, I can do this and that. Specific, making your application like you have a, you know, like action plan. You know what you're gonna do. You already have it in your head, you know. I just need to go to the US. I already have a plan what I'm gonna do when I come back. Just yeah. So this is the main idea. Have a plan and demonstrate that you want to collaborate with other teachers in the US. And upon your coming back to Kazakhstan, you want to still continue that partnership with these colleagues. Okay. So another nice thing about being the participant of these programs, when you come back from the US, you become an alumna of these American US Department of State's programs. So they provide multiple opportunities. You know, you will join the network of alumni, and you will have different opportunities to get different grants for different reasons, for different purposes. For example, last year I received a small alumni grant, and I established an association in North Kazakhstan for English teachers. Some other colleagues, they did some, you know, online newspapers between Kazakhstan and American schools. So here is different examples what you can do after you come back to Kazakhstan. So it's not only just, you know, you go there and forget about that, but you become a member of a strong leaders, group of leaders back in your country. So here, I think we have like maybe a few minutes. I will quickly want to share here my life after Fulbright TEA and after the open or e-teacher program. So actually, it really helped me to develop, to become a professional in my field as a teacher after 2015 when I visited the US in Montana. So after that, I applied to the Bolashak Scholarship and studied there for 6 months at the University of Cambridge. Then I applied, and actually I got a travel grant from the US Embassy again. My topic was developing CLIL in Kazakhstan. So I actually was a presenting author in TESOL in Chicago, 2018. This is how I met August. So that's, you know, just the world becomes closer, you know. This is how teachers interact and collaborate together. So, and then, you know, here you can see other fellow colleagues from Kazakhstan who also visited, you know, and got this great opportunity to present Kazakhstan on international arena in Chicago. It was in Chicago, that conference. So another great opportunity is what I gained after TEA program. Also last year I participated TESOL conference in Atlanta, and I actually got an award from TESOL. It was a Rosa Aronson Professional Development Scholarship. So that's my another accomplishment, which I think the TEA program helped me to get it. Yeah, so this is just some pictures from this international experience, the life after Fulbright TEA program. Yeah, so here's just some motivational citation for you. But if you have any questions, do we have time for questions, or maybe they already asked? If not,
Yeah, there's been a few questions, yeah, definitely in the chat. we'll see if we can address this. Maybe potentially, maybe what we can do is we can send out kind of like a letter after this to all the
Okay.
registered participants, maybe like a
Mm-hmm.
general Q&A type of thing for a
Mm-hmm.
document. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you have any questions, you can email me. I'll try to respond and answer to all your questions. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Albina. Really, I mean, just an absolute pleasure. Everyone can see some of those pictures. You know, it's amazing, you know, how, you know, certain kinds of like conferences can bring people together, you know, and that's, you know, where I met Albina a few years ago. And, you know, it's been a pleasure working with her. And it's helped to bring me closer to Kazakhstan. And it's really helped to shape my understanding of the country. So again, you know, the opportunities that you can get through, you know, US government programs like this and opportunities, really, I mean, you can bring Kazakhstan to the world. Kazakhstan was brought to me by Albina. So, I mean, again, it works both ways. It's a very, very rewarding experience. So we are getting short on time, but I do have actually one other speaker actually that I would like to actually introduce. Diana actually is one of my former students at Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools, Kokshetau. And actually, I wanted Diana to speak for a few minutes to all of us collectively here. We have such a great audience, maybe over 270 wonderful, talented educators all across Kazakhstan. And I wanted her to basically just share very briefly her experience as with the Flex program. And she'll explain first off what that is for those of you that don't know what Flex is. But she really wants to discuss specifically about teachers being proactive. Okay, so Diana, if you're all set, if you want to go ahead and
I'm
share
here.
your screen. Yeah.
Good evening, dear teachers. So first, let me show my screen. So, do you see it now?
Yes, we do see it, Diana.
Okay. So I will start by this. My name is Diana, and I'm a finalist of Flex Program 2019-2020. And for those of you who don't know about this program a lot, Flex is one of the worldwide networks that support global learning by offering high school students a scholarship based on a personal merit to the United States for one academic year. And today I would like to talk about student exchange and its broad-based benefits for our education system and what can you do as a facilitator. So as an exchange student, you obtain to experience a new place and its culture on a local level in a manner that is quite different from taking a vacation or having a curriculum. So exchange here is something different. It's more about immersion and than sightseeing. It's more about life-altering experience. Although some students try to combine both. And what is interesting, many people believe that successful program completion makes an impact only on one student who undertakes it. However, in reality, exchange student is one of a kind teaching resource for its classroom or even whole school system, whether it's a foreign country or his homeland. And now let me share you my experience. So here are some photos of my Flex year. And its impact during one semester in the US, despite upgraded language skills, Flex reinforced my international knowledge and enhanced awareness about global issues and other aspects of my life. And I was exposed to alternative ways of learning, and I faced a variety of problems that I never faced before, and that helped me to be more confident, flexible, and even mature. And I was far outside of my comfort zone, and I had to confront challenges alone and take responsibility for my every decision and action I made there. And just imagine I was doing double homework and I was switching the host families. That happens sometimes. And I was planning the trip with other exchange students at the same time. In the first 2 months of the trip, that was hard for me at 16 years. And also, as I mentioned earlier, my participation had a significant impact on my classmates over here. After I returned back home, I had asked so many questions about the US, and I've motivated so many people to participate in FLEX and other international exchange programs. And that was really that was such a pleasure to be a motivator for some people at that young age. And I also would like to mention that I was partially accepted for this program owing to my English teacher, Lyubov Stepanovna. She established in me that competitive spirit and thirst for knowledge. And she was the one whom I asked to fill the reference letter for the FLEX program. And I have never regretted, because she was my English teacher, and her attitude was so proactive. And I think that substantially increased my chances of successful program completion. And what I think, and what I would like to tell you, and the point I'm trying to make right now, is that a lot of students are looking for this type of teachers with the constant support and proactive attitude toward their learning. And honestly, there is so much you can do to help your students receive best education. You can constantly look for the opportunities for them online or through social media, provide specialized practice in language training. You could guide them by providing a recommendation letter and assisting them with the written application, and encourage them to participate in exchange programs and other collaborative international projects. And I think that I'm sure that all of you want to ensure your students receive the best education, best possible education. So by helping the door of your school open to exchange programs, you can give your students the unique opportunity of a lifetime. So, and you can actually help them to explore the world by learning about it in real life. That is all that I wanted to say.
Right.
Thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you, Deanna. Really appreciate those words of encouragement for us educators. Definitely, sometimes the student becomes the teacher. That's so true. It's really important. I just got to say, I mean, whatever is the reason for, there's so many opportunities out there through the U.S. government for these exchange programs. Like I mentioned, it's not just for students; it's for professionals. But as being educators, as English teachers specifically, I feel that we're a very privileged group of professionals in our understanding globally. It's important that we communicate this and encourage our learners to participate in these programs. And potentially there may be some, let's just be honest here, there may be some potential opposition from other administrators or potentially other subject teachers that may oppose to some of these opportunities like the FLEX program. But we need to do our part as English teachers, and we need to support our learners, because we understand collectively, we understand the value of being able to of having these kinds of experiences. Look at what it's done for Albina and her career and her life going forward, as a leader. Look at, I'm so proud of Diana. She's an extremely intelligent, brilliant young mind and future leader of Kazakhstan, and this is important. As educators, we need to do our part to support our learners. But so thank you, Diana, for those words of encouragement. I know we have a lot of brilliant teachers here that are very supportive of their learners already, and they're ready to take your advice to help support their learners in these exchange programs. All right, so we took a little extra time. Let me quickly actually just put the link into the chat for the 321 exit ticket that I've created. Okay, let me go ahead and copy that one here quick fast. Okay.
Okay, August, meanwhile, could I just remind to our participants about our YouTube and Instagram channel?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Sultanat, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, dear audience, here you see our American Corner NS page in Instagram. It means that next week will be our last session. So what we will do, the day before the session in our stories, you can see the post that, so this new registration. Here you can see the link for that, but I know that it's not available by the phone. You can do it from our bio tab link. You go here, choose English teaching workshop with August, and you can find the registration form. And about our recordings, I have a lot of questions in chat where you can find it in our YouTube channel too, which called Kazakhstan American Corners. Here's a lot of videos, include our English teaching workshop number 3. And if you go down, you can find the second one over here and the first one. Yep, enjoy. Thank you for the audience. Thank you, Albina and Diana and August, for useful information.
Thank you very much, everyone. We really appreciate everybody's time. I'm putting into the chat, I just put my email into the chat, and as well as I'm putting into, Albina actually just had to step out, but so I'm going to put into the chat her email as well here. Okay, yes. Okay, and there is Albina's email as well. Thank you, everyone. Gren, just brilliant. I love working with Kazakhstani teachers. Thank you, everyone. Let's do our part as English teachers to lead the way progressively towards the future. Thank you. Hope to see you next week. Have a good evening, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.